There is something extraordinary about holding a trophy that was never meant to be worn. A boot that will never touch grass, never feel the weight of a sprinting footballer, never grip the turf in the final seconds of a match. And yet, somehow, it carries more weight than any boot ever could. Because this one is made entirely from solid 24-karat gold. This is the story of how the Adidas F50 Gold Metallic Football Boot Trophy is born, from raw precious metal to the most coveted individual award in the beautiful game. It begins, as all great things do, with a vision. Inside the Adidas Innovation Lab in Herzogenaurach, Germany, a design team gathers around mood boards covered in sketches of the F50 boot. They are not designing a boot to be worn, they are designing a monument. And the challenge is remarkable, because every single curve, every texture, every detail of the real F50 Elite has to be translated faithfully into solid gold. The Sprintweb rib texture zone across the forefoot, the 3 iconic Adidas stripes running clean along the outer side panel, the F50 branding on the heel collar, the 6 conical studs beneath, all of it must exist, permanently and perfectly, in 24-karat gold. The designers work meticulously in CAD software, modelling every individual rib of the Sprintweb texture at exact millimetre spacing, drawing the 3 stripes as precisely raised bands from sole edge to ankle collar, positioning each of the 6 conical studs on the sole plate with exact dimensional measurements. When the model is complete and spinning on screen in full 3-dimensional detail, it looks almost too beautiful to be real. The team signs off, the files are sent to the machining department, and the most precious manufacturing process in football begins. The gold itself is prepared with extraordinary care. In a locked, secure materials room, a certified technician opens a vault cabinet and removes the sealed containers of 24-karat gold ingots. Each ingot bears its 999.9 fine gold purity stamp. The ingots are placed on a precision analytical balance, weighed to 3 decimal places.
Steady now, keep it level. Copy that, moving smooth. Almost there, watch the threshold.
And then verified with an XRF analyzer pressed against the gold surface, confirming 100% purity before a single cut is made. The ingots are then sectioned into smaller casting pieces using a jeweler's saw, each piece weighed and placed into a clean ceramic crucible until exactly the right quantity of pure gold is ready for the melt. Now comes the moment that never gets old, no matter how many times you witness it. The crucible goes into the precision electric melting furnace, and the temperature climbs steadily toward 1064 degrees Celsius. That is the exact melting point of 24-karat gold. Through the furnace viewing port, you watch the solid gold pieces begin to soften, round at their edges, and then slowly, gloriously, merge into each other. Within minutes, what were angular cut pieces of solid metal are now a pool of brilliantly reflective liquid gold, its surface moving with a slow, hypnotic, mirror-smooth flow. The casting technician checks the temperature one final time with a precision probe, then removes the crucible with long-handled tongs. The mould is waiting. A silicone production mould made from a CNC machined master pattern of the complete F50 boot. Every Sprintweb rib, every stripe, every stud position captured in the mould cavity in perfect negative detail. The molten gold is poured in one controlled, steady stream. In slow motion, it is breathtaking. The liquid gold flows down into the boot cavity, filling the sole first, then rising up through the heel counter, pushing steadily upward through the full boot form, the molten metal flowing into every individual rib groove in the Sprintweb zone, filling every stripe channel, every eyelet, every surface detail of
Weight
the F50
matches the
design.
manifest?
Yes,
The
proceeding
mould
with
fills
verification.
completely.
Confirmed 12.5
The gold
kilograms.
begins to cool. When the mould opens, what comes out is rough, unmistakably boot-shaped, but carrying the texture of the casting surface, can still attach to the poor sprue at the sole. The goldsmith removes the sprue with a jeweler's saw and files the area smooth. Under a loupe, every surface of the raw casting is examined for microporosity or voids. Any imperfection is filled with matching 24-karat gold solder and refiled to seamless perfection. Then the casting moves to the CNC machining centre. This is where the boot truly comes alive. The solid gold casting is secured in a specialised fixture inside a Precision 5 Axis CNC milling machine, and the program runs. Fine gold chips curl away from the carbide cutting tool as it works systematically across every surface. The sprint web ribs on the forefoot emerge precisely, each one cut to identical height and spacing, sharp and exact. The 3 Adidas stripes along the outer panel are machined to their full height, perfectly parallel, perfectly consistent. The F50 branding text on the heel collar is cut letter by letter with the CNC tool, each character legible and clean. The 6 conical studs on the sole are machined to identical profiles. When the CNC program finishes, the boot is dramatically more refined, but it still needs a human touch. The master goldsmith takes over. Working with fine hand chisels and a magnification headset, he refines what the machine cannot. The flat-topped sprint web ribs are worked by hand into smooth convex profiles so that each individual rib will catch light dynamically from multiple angles. The edges of the 3 Adidas stripes are sharpened by chisel until they are perfectly vertical and crisp. The internal corners of the F50 letterforms are deepened. The Adidas tongue logo is refined to full legibility. This handwork takes hours. It is the difference between a machined part and a piece of craftsmanship. When it is done, the boot goes to polishing. Polishing happens in stages, and each stage transforms the boot further. The first coarse wheel removes the tool marks. The medium wheel brings up the first signs of reflectivity. The fine wheel develops a bright satin finish across every surface. And then the mirror polishing begins. The finest wheel and jeweller's rouge compound applied slowly and methodically across every millimetre of the gold surface. The boot transforms. The smooth panels between the sprint web ribs become perfectly reflective. The 3 Adidas stripes catch the workshop light as 3 brilliant parallel bars of reflected gold. Each individual sprint web rib glows with its own highlight along its polished crown. The sole studs develop their own bright reflections. The boot goes from beautiful to breathtaking. The wooden pedestal base is shaped on a lathe from select dark hardwood, sanded through progressive grits and sealed under multiple coats of deep gloss lacquer. A rectangular nameplate is cut, polished to a mirror finish and electroplated with 24-karat gold. The fibre laser engraver then cuts the text into that gold plate with extraordinary precision. FIFA golden boot at the top, the year below it, and then, centred and prominent in the middle, the player's name. Each letter is cut cleanly, the engraved lines catching directional light as fine dramatic shadows against the polished gold surface. Final assembly is a ceremony of its own. The mirror, polished solid gold F50 boot, the lacquered wood pedestal, the engraved gold nameplate, all brought together on the assembly workstation for the first time. A small amount of precision jeweller's adhesive is applied, and then, in one deliberate movement, the gold boot is lowered onto the pedestal. It settles into its forward angled stance. The trophy is complete, and it is spectacular. Quality inspection is thorough and uncompromising. Every sprint web rib is examined under a loupe. The 3 stripes are measured with a precision gauge. Each of the 6 studs is checked for identical height. The boot to base joint is inspected for perfect invisible bonding. Only when every single checkpoint is signed off does the trophy move to the final stage. Studio photography captures the trophy from every angle, the 3 Adidas stripes blazing as brilliant parallel bars of light, the the Sprintweb ribs creating a dramatic repeating pattern of individual gold highlights, the engraved nameplate sharp and proud beneath the boot. Then, white gloved hands wrap the trophy in acid-free archival tissue and lower it gently into a black velvet presentation case, the boot settling into its custom recess. The certificate of authenticity is placed beside it. The lid closes. The embossed Adidas logo and FIFA gold